Jessica's just poking around and immediately has a gun pointed at her.
Which she often does.
Often.
I think it's one of her kinks. Show me that
She's,
barrel, big boy.
she's collecting it like a bingo card. Like, well, how many types can I get pointed at me?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, like our blonde's green truck.
That mint green,
I
yeah,
know, it's
it
so
was
pretty.
very.
Pause attraction. I have to point
Can
out
never be
this.
confused for the Buick Skylark. Why would you multiple stab wounds to a dead
Yeah,
body?
why did we have that animalistic stab fest if he was already dead?
Animalistic stab fest. You write that down.
I find this town, the atmosphere, terrifying. It feels as if it's going to explode. Tonight on Murder, She Wrote.
Ooh,
She's
here we
not wrong.
go. She's not wrong.
Not wrong.
Oh, hey, I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified, and
and
this
this is
is Tonight
Tonight
on
on
Murder, She
Murder,
Wrote.
She Wrote. And if we're curious about the temperature of this episode, we just saw a quick glimpse of someone making a noose.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
It's
uh,
about
the,
119 degrees. It's pretty hot. It's
uh,
it's a lot. We're watching Powder
uh,
Keg.
yeah, we're deep into season two. We're
Mhm.
actually only have
Handful left.
we have a handful left. Yeah, we have a little
Yeah,
bit few,
maybe
but
a genetically altered hand left handful left. But yes, um,
it's one of the more serious episodes. I mean, we've talked about how like the show very frequently uses its position to like comment on current events or social
hmm
issues. Like we've talked about honestly, we've talked about abortion, we've talked about women's rights, we've talked about uh, racism, and this one is of that ilk.
It is of
Uh,
that ilk, and a lot of our Murder She Wrotes have a cozy quality to them. I think that's been left behind here. There's nothing cozy about the violence sequences here. They're deeply uncomfortable. Even this opening scene with the kids kicking the can down the street, I'm like, okay, I hope they're okay. I hope they're okay. Leave them alone. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like right off the bat, there's something really insidious and dark and
sinister. Yeah.
sinister and really sort of looking at the backside of the human condition.
And
Pretty
I know
rotten.
some of that is us
Yeah.
because, we are hopefully somewhat, admittedly white people, but somewhat hopefully more enlightened white people.
You know, we
Um,
can just try our best, right?
we can do our best. And as someone, and there's people who have like made strides and we've to support injustices that are happening today. I think
hmm
that's one of the reasons that these episodes make us uncomfortable is because it was like, shit, we're still fighting the same fights. We're still
I
doing the
know.
same thing over and over again.
In some ways, the
And
content in this episode actually seems watered down compared to the things that we see in
I
our
mean,
media outlets
in
and the world. I mean, yeah,
in so much as the fact that like this would be considered super woke right now, the
yeah.
fact that there's a black sheriff and the fact that we're even getting into
Mel
some of
Brooks
the
wishes. Yeah,
discussion here.
yeah.
And it's actually the murder and the whole situation surrounding the actual like events of what typically relate to this show, which is,
Mhm.
Jessica solves a murder and
Right.
everyone's trying to figure it out alongside her. It's kind of irrespective to the racial elements.
Yeah.
The murder
Well,
has
and
nothing really to do with that. This is not a race crime. This is
no,
not
it's
something like
not.
that.
And thank goodness, I mean, there's a lot of contention between the black sheriff and the lynch mob, but I'm very
Yeah.
happy that the lynch mob is seeking out a white suspect and not a black suspect because I think that would render this, it would sort of remove it from the murder she wrote genre and it would be too
Mm.
unwatchable. It
I
would be
mean,
something else.
it's more
Um,
interesting this way, actually. I mean,
yeah,
because
for
that would
sure.
be the anticipation, wouldn't it? We would
Yeah.
expect something like that. Um, and so, well, let's dive in. So, where are
Let's
we?
do.
We are not in Cabot Cove.
No,
We
we're in
are,
Oklahoma, I believe. Or is that the next episode? I don't know.
uh,
No, we're somewhere in the I don't know. We're somewhere not in a city. Let's put it that way. We're somewhere out in the boondocks or
Yeah, well, because we're in Roper County, which I probably is a fictional town.
probably.
But
Yeah.
we've already seen our sheriff real quick, Sheriff Claudel Cox, who is ably played by Dorian Harewood,
Hmm.
who I've seen in many a like a small bit part in like an
Sure.
80s or a 90s series. And
He's
I
great in this
think
episode. He's so good.
he was in, oh, what did I see? Oh, he was in the remake with Jack Lemmon and George C. Scott of 12 Angry Men, which we actually talked about a couple
Aha.
of episodes
Yes.
ago. That's
Six
what it
degrees
was. Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
he's really great in this episode. He is a lot of carries a lot of weight. He's a strong character. He's fun to watch.
And there are a lot of repeat characters, a lot of repeat
Hmm.
actors in this actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, let's set the scene a little bit. Let's see. So Jessica
hmm.
and her friend, Professor Amos Caulfield, played by Craig Stevens. I'm not totally familiar with that actor, but he does look vaguely familiar. They're they're coming into town and they experience some sort of van problem. And did you notice that one of the redneck hicks who was looking at their van was Jackie Earl Haley?
Yeah, he's Rorschach in Watchmen. Um,
Hmm.
and
He
a
was in
few
Little
other things.
Children. He was in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake as Freddy
He was
Krueger.
yeah, probably less said about that one, the better.
Yeah, great actor.
Ah,
So weaselly though, right? Like, ugh. Um, but anyway, Jessica and her friend they have to stay at this hotel because there's something wrong with their car. And it turns out that her friend, uh, Professor Amos, is it Ames? Do we,
um,
do we, I don't even recall them saying his name. But he has some sort of connection to the woman who runs this hotel.
yeah, this reminds me. They do this trope a little bit a couple of times of like the man who has a vested interest in this old flame and gets Jessica somehow involved.
Caught up in it, yeah. There's the black and white noir sort of one. That's
Yes,
the one I'm
that's the
thinking. I love that
classic.
episode too, yeah.
I do
But
too.
that this is sort of like laying the groundwork for that. We have this kid named Matt Burns who
Oops,
is the daughter of the innkeeper. Um, and he's
the
playing.
son. He's the son of the
Yeah, he's
innkeeper.
the
It's
son.
all right.
Whoops, where did I
Sorry.
go? Uh,
You were distracted by that gigantic Confederate flag
how
that,
did you know?
oh
That's
my
actually
God.
what caught my eye. Like, didn't we do this once before? Are we done with this
Yeah.
Confederate flag everywhere? By the way, I looked up Roper County is in North Carolina. So
Okay.
if it's real to life or true to life, we're in North Carolina, which feels appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It gives that vibe of and I'm sure I don't know. It's a class thing and it's kind of fucked up that we automatically have this perspective on rural or southern townships very
yeah,
often about like I mean we said it ourselves. I mean we said heck, we said
yeah, I said it.
we'll
Yep.
we'll use a few probably idioms along the way,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to go and venture.
Yeah, I don't even know how else to describe it, right? Because that's what's going to paint the picture. But you're right.
Yeah.
Leaning into
I
those
mean,
tropes
it's
and
painted just
whatnot.
a little bit more sprawling than like that small town in Tuong Fu.
Yeah.
It's
Yes. Yes. Very that
and
vibe.
this roadhouse situation here,
Roadhouse. Yeah, it's
yes,
so Matt Burns is playing his guitar at this out of town honky tonk bar.
yeah,
Um okay, I know this is not critical to the story. I do not like his singing. I just don't think it's appropriate. I don't think he's a country western singer. He's like a Broadway boy and he's like get
he's
along, little
trying.
doggy. It's
Yeah,
not really working
yeah,
for me, but he's very cute and very sweet-natured. Oh, and we
but
meet his sort of his filly, his lady friend, who is this beautiful blonde. What's her name?
Yeah, she's like sort of torn between the nice guy because he's the nice guy in this one
Yeah.
and the bastard sort of like I don't know, Biff from Back to the Future type.
Well, the bastard is her brother.
No, well, the other guy, not just
Oh,
him, not just this guy here.
not this guy here.
Um, but like his, I guess his friend, the one
His
who,
crony,
yeah,
Andy
there seems to
Crane.
be some sort of, I don't wouldn't say
Oh, yeah.
not sexual tension, but sort of
Yeah.
like a, I don't know,
Right. There are these
like she's
three sort of
the implication that she's like just because there's a boy who likes her, she must be like the town slut. Like there's this like weird slut
uh-huh.
shaming
It's
aspect of her that
weird.
her brother falls into, and
Right. If
oh,
I were
it's
her,
so uncomfortable.
I would break a bottle over his head. He is terrible to her as a brother. And then he's coming in and literally antagonizing the boy who she has like she's crushing on. What a dick.
Like in front of everyone who's just
I know.
entertaining in theory. But
They're all rabble rousers, right?
no, I know
They're
like but we know these guys. Like this
yeah,
is
we
high
do know
school.
these
This
guys.
is
It's a shame also.
ugh,
Like Ed would never look that handsome in real life. The guy who's playing Ed here, he's a good-looking guy.
this
Um,
with those window cleaner blue eyes.
yeah. And they get into a fight at this bar. He literally
I know.
leaps from the stage onto this guy.
Leaps.
It's we don't get a lot of this type of action in Murder, She Wrote. Like this is fully
No.
a violent confrontation. And like the camera work is even like kind of gritty and it really sets the tone for a
Yeah.
kind of a
It's
nasty toned episode.
we got a quick glimpse also of the barkeep who plays a major
Hmm.
role in this.
What is
And
his
is
name?
it
Is it I thought it was Lloyd, but I could be wrong. I can't find it on the IMDb.
is it Frank?
Is it Frank? Is he the one? Yeah, that's Frank Kelso. Yes, Kelso. This is
Yeah.
Kelso's bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's the bar owner.
Hat
Um,
Corley, who most people would recognize as behind the bar in Murphy Brown, actually. That's Phil.
ah,
Uh, and he was talking about his gun, right? He was talking to another patron about like because they're gun enthusiasts, and what seems
yeah.
sort of like just like a throwaway, just to indicate the type of
Hmm.
people. Again, sort of playing on our own
Right.
preconceived notions. Oh God, these small town people are talking about guns. Um, and bullets and things like that. But
Welp,
that's actually important. That's actually
it is.
important.
Yeah, pretty critical. I
Uh,
mean, we
but
should know
again,
better. They don't put those things in.
Jessica's not there for any of this. Like that's the other thing
No.
too, is that so often she's our eyes, she's us for this, and
Yeah.
she hasn't been around for any of that.
No.
She was just there for the awkward hotel lobby reunion
Uh-huh.
of her
Between
friend and
Cassie and Ames. Amos. I'm gonna call
yeah.
him Ames.
Well,
How do
let's see
you
if we
say
can
that
say it
name?
again.
Yeah.
Ames, yeah. But usually that's like a or Amos, maybe Amos.
Yeah. But we have an Amos. It's
I know. Well, they do that
it's
sometimes.
they do. They do. Okay,
Drives me
anyway,
crazy.
so we've kind of met everybody that we need to know at this point, right? Um, we have Jessica, we have a friend that she's traveling with who has sort of clearly some sort of romantic history with this woman, Cassie Burns. Cassie, the mother of Matthew Burns, who just got in the altercation with Ed, who he is in love with her sister, or he's crushing on Ed's sister.
Hmm.
Then there are the two cronies, Jackie Earl Haley, and then Larry Wilcox as Andy Crane.
And we're led to believe, I think we're basically just like given a sheet of paper and says, don't forget, this
Yeah,
is important.
yeah.
The son is probably the son of Ames.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
pretty clear right
implication
off the bat,
is
right? Like, come
they
on.
had a
They're not
relationship
fooling anybody.
18, 19 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Oh, here's her son who's 18, 19 years old. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
So Ames went to the bar where this altercation happened. He saw everything
Yeah.
because he's
Oh,
because
Alabama. We're in Alabama.
oh, we're in Alabama. Okay.
That's
Oh,
even scarier.
that's scarier. Yeah. Well, and you notice how our sheriff is the only black character in this episode.
We do.
There's no
And I
other
will
person of
say,
color here.
sheriffs are elected
Yes.
somehow, and not to suggest that we didn't experience a shit ton of racism with other um, black and people of color in positions of power.
Hmm.
And we're going right back to it. But it's a nod to empty progressive behavior. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
end there. It doesn't end there.
Yeah. True. Really true.
Um, and it's just a little heavy-handed that like the one presidential picture behind him happens to be of Lincoln. Like there's just a
Oh,
little
geez, it's really right framed right there. This is where
where
our set
typically
designers get a little
that's where the current president
get a
would
little
be
extreme.
actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We don't need those guys up there.
No, I know. I feel actually having like Reagan up there actually would be almost similarly poetic,
It
frankly.
would
But
certainly bring up a lot of questions, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Hooksville,
Hooksville,
Alabama.
Alabama. That's where we are.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where we are. Yeah.
By the way, Ed is dead.
Oh, yeah.
Ed is dead. Our murder has
Can I
occurred.
just say how our sheriff describes it is also atypical of Murder, She Wrote.
Mhm.
There, Mr. Caulfield. That's right. Reverend White was asleep at the rectory when a loud scream woke him up at around 2:15 a.m. He thought it came from the direction of Ed Bonner's house. We responded to the call. We found Ed Bonner lying in the front yard, stabbed to death. Excuse me, hacked to death.
Ugh.
Someone had stabbed him in the chest repeatedly as if in an insane rage. Well, that doesn't mean...
It's hacked to death.
Hacked to death. Never heard
This
that
is not your
on a medical
grandmother's Murder,
form.
She Wrote.
No. This is like Marta getting bludgeoned.
Oh
At
yeah, yeah,
least we
yeah.
don't see it.
Yeah, that is
Don't
an
need to
interesting
see it.
point. There's a few of those actually, like the more vicious. And I think
Hmm.
what's another one? Oh, the decapitation episode.
Ugh.
Well, not just Trish. I meant the oh the oh God, what the hell is its name? The Ichabod Crane and the Sleepy Hollow episode.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Which we haven't watched yet, right? No, we
We
haven't
haven't
watched it
gotten
yet.
to yet. It's
Yeah, okay.
coming. It's
Yeah.
soon though. Um,
Pretty
so
pretty
basically, this all
graphic
sums up
descriptions
with
here. Yeah.
Jessica's friend probably sired this child who's now an
Mhm.
adult, and he is the prime suspect in this killing. All
Yeah.
right, that's how we
Because
have
they
to
got
get
in the
there.
altercation, and he said as he was leaving that bar, "I'll kill you," or "If you do that to me again, I'll kill you." They
Right.
always say
Actually,
something
this has a
stupid
lot of
like that.
parallels with that Sleepy Hollow episode, come to think of it, because
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
that's a similar storyline,
Uh-huh.
with the exception of there's no van. There's
There's like a patriarch who sort of dictates
yeah,
what it has a lot of the same ingredients for sure.
yeah. You throw in a small town, everyone knows each other. The
And
stakes are a little bit extra high.
a generic backwoods accent.
Well,
Yeah. We got to set the scene, right? Here we have this Lloyd character again, Lloyd Kelso.
Frank.
Frank Kelso. I don't know why I think
Why
it's
do you
Lloyd.
keep getting
Um,
Lloyd?
he looks like a Lloyd to me.
Does he?
Frank Kelso. I love this. Actually, I'll dig in here. I think he's really good in this episode. Um,
Yes.
he's really outstanding.
His later scene
Yeah.
I think is very effective. But
Uh-huh.
and it
He's
shows that
committed
like
from the get-go too.
the bullying in this of characters, it's
Yeah.
intergenerational because
Yeah.
he's being basically strong-armed in a very similar way
Raked over
by
the
another
coals about
generation.
his uh his wife,
His wife, who
who's
probably ran off
with the
with some
mechanic.
with the mechanic. I was gonna say Bible
Yeah,
salesman.
yeah, Bible. Well, you never know.
Yes.
Uh, but he
And
gets ribbed
again,
the whole time about that.
completely without Jessica. Like it's just so like
She's
she's
just kind of
usually just
hanging.
the eyes and ears, and
Yeah,
she's not in this.
she does get pretty ballsy later, though. I gotta say. I appreciate it. I'll point it out.
Sure.
Um,
But so many of these plot points, like of like character building and like shifty eyes, and oh,
mhm,
you're holding something that might be important later.
right.
She's usually there for that, and it's just
Yeah.
really it's out of tone for this
It's a little bit
show
more
to do
like
that
the
without
later
her.
seasons, right? Where she's not necessarily, we're not following her the whole way through like we do in some of these earlier seasons and earlier episodes.
Hmm.
She gets a little more breathing room here because there's a
Maybe
lot happening.
she wanted a couple of days off, so they rewrote it
Yeah,
around
right.
Angela Lansbury's schedule.
Right.
You can see those in a few episodes.
Yeah.
Besides the obvious ones, there's a
Hmm.
few where she clearly didn't want to do a what was it? I think it was her argument was that it was like a 5 day shoot and she wanted it to be six. She
Yeah.
wanted it just a little bit extra more
Hmm.
time.
Okay. So
What
we have a
what
lot
is
of,
it?
just
What is
drinking
it
out of
about
rubber bags.
flannel and these types of jackets? Everyone is circling around. I just feel so claustrophobic. Like
Yeah, I would run. I would run. First of all, it's daytime. Everybody's drinking out in this sort of
out,
mob
it's like the Wild West.
gathering. This place has very poor standards for how to live. Well, and so all of these guys are gathering because Matt Burns has been taken in for the murder of Ed.
Yeah.
And they basically want to enact their own justice because they're all
They think they know who did
non-evolved.
it,
Uh,
and they don't believe that this black sheriff will
yeah.
behave in the way that they want to. This is very relevant.
Oh yeah.
This is so
Yeah.
race excluding, actually.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
we've seen this with recent deaths in our culture where people are immediately saying, well, bring back the death penalty. Oh, I hope they hang him. Like there's no
Right.
trial, guys. Like there's like
Like you gotta due process, baby.
we are a very revenge heavy culture again.
Reactive.
And
Yeah, very reactive,
yeah.
very revenge, very there's always some sort of retribution to be had for even suggesting
Oh, we're having a tussle.
another fight, another fight. And it's Frank who's getting it, Frank Kelso who's getting it. And
Yeah.
he's really maligned in this community.
Rorschach
He is
sort of provoked him again, bringing up the wife. The wife is
Rorschach.
a sore subject. Well, the guy, Haley, that's how I know
Jackie Earle
him
Haley,
from
yes,
that's
yes.
how I know him as
Yeah. And
Rorschach
he
from
has a
Washington.
switchblade, by the way. Of course he does.
Of course he does. That might be important.
Yeah. Um, who's this guy? Who's this white-haired guy with the mustache? He's in here for
Looks like
just this scene, I
yeah.
think. Oh, he's the doctor. And so
Yes,
Jessica's
because
going into this police
something is
station.
odd.
Yeah.
Something is odd about the man who's been
Uh-huh.
hacked up, everyone.
The sh
Um,
the sheriff doesn't want information shared with Jessica, but this guy, because he's a fan, he just tells her everything. Pays to be
yeah,
famous.
including that the victim's body had been moved,
Yes. Which
that
she
it looked,
suspected earlier. She called it out earlier.
yeah,
She said, why on earth would his body be there if Matt did this
on his
here? And
front lawn.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they said they
I mean,
found the body
frankly,
on Ed's front lawn.
this place seems to be like the Wild West. Why not? Like, why not? And that it seems like
Um,
he was dead before he was stabbed.
yes, he
That's
was.
also important.
Yes.
So, well, then what for? Why would you multiple stab wounds to a dead
Yeah.
body?
Why did we have that animalistic stab fest if he was already dead?
Animalistic stab fest. You write that down.
The title of
I think
the
of my thing.
episode.
And then this is
Um,
an odd one too. Because Jessica, again, we've talked about her need to be her possible on the spectrum perspective, where
yes.
she's like, why would he have two lighters? Clearly, this is a setup. Like something's wrong. Because on in the
Yeah.
man's personal effects, there were two lighters.
Hmm. And they're not just like Bics that you buy at the convenience store. These are like engraved with seals. So these are like refillable, reusable
Yeah, these are like
clip lighters.
handed down through the
Yeah, yeah.
generations,
So it's not
like
just something
crests.
that's disposable. So I get this is a good question, and I wouldn't think to answer it because nobody carries around those lighters anymore. But to think like, why would you have two like these special heirloom type lighters on you at one time, and they're both filled? So cool, cool clue. I like it. I
Hmm.
also like our blonde's green truck.
That mint green,
I
yeah,
know it's
it
so
was
pretty.
very.
Pause attraction. So
I was
I
there
just
too.
have to
Yeah,
I have to point
can
out
never be
this
confused for the Buick Styler.
right. This Linda Bonner who plays the daughter. We didn't mention, but her father and Ed's father is kind of like a community leader. He kind of has a lot
Hmm.
of influence over this community, and he is just going to let this lynch mob take care of Matt Burns because he also believes it was Matt Burns, and he's going to let things happen. But um, if you look at Linda here, and you look at
Hmm.
my photo for our promo, this is kind of the vibe I'm going for.
Your hair, just a little bit
Yes.
of hair. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, mine's bigger, obviously, but I love this sort of 80s tease, slightly wavy.
clearly, hint of peroxide.
Yeah, crunchy
Uh,
hairspray in there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
This is my drag pinnacle. This is who I want to
What
be.
when this actress, Cindy Fisher, returns in season 4, she does have
Hmm
a much shorter coif.
hmm
She's in the nun episode with Eileen Brennan.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But she's a lovely girl.
she is, and I
She's kind of a handsome girl.
good, like, strong features,
Yeah,
strong
yeah. She's
jaw,
very,
strong jaw.
very good looking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
she's another soap star. She was in Young and the Restless.
She's good in this. I wish they gave her more to do other than being sort of, like a slight lady who's
There's too much
has
going on.
I know. I wish
Yeah,
she had more active role in it, but she's kind of just she helps us she helps Jessica get in touch with the suspects. That's what her role is
she
here.
seems also, considering her brother's the one who's dead, she seems
Yeah.
awfully in control of her emotions. She doesn't seem to be
Oh
like
yeah.
weepy. Um,
This happens a lot in this show where like family members die and people are like, "Well, there it
yeah,
is. That's it.
yeah,
Guess it's
yeah. And
gone.
it's not
Time for coffee."
always
Yeah.
it's not not always indicative of them being suspects.
Yeah.
And obviously everyone grieves differently, blah 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 blah.
Right.
But what was I watching recently? Oh, so at the time of we're recording this, Diane Keaton had passed away yesterday.
Just yesterday, yeah.
And one of my husband's and I's favorite films that she was in is Manhattan Murder Mystery, which happens to be directed by an odious man, but she's
Yeah.
wonderful in it. And so we watched it yesterday. And she was talking about how the presumed killer in that film, he's not grieving his wife the way he should be. And it was really interesting to sort of like, yeah, we do pay attention to that kind of, that,
We
like,
really
how
do.
people respond. We like,
We do a lot of
backseat.
projecting. Yeah, we project a lot of what we think grieving should look like onto other people. Backseat.
But it's useful sometimes. It's
Yeah,
sometimes it's very useful.
yeah.
We
So
have a repeat
Linda,
visitor
yeah.
here. What's his name? This guy here with the gray chest hair. Uh,
This is the town's this is Ed's father who has influence here. He's a
yes.
community man. Although when they describe him as like a community leader and then we go to his farm, he's literally looks like Pa Jug on his shoulder. Like
Well,
what's going on?
he's a man of
He looks like a hobo.
he does. But what, and that hat does not go with the overalls.
Uh-uh.
It's a
No,
very
no, no.
strange hodgepodge of a situation.
Yeah.
But he is
Um,
a returner because he's Charles Woodley from one of our favorite episodes, Hit, Run, and Homicide.
yes, he is.
We saw him being chased by that driverless
Yeah.
car.
He's eventually
And
the murderer in that, right? Or
he's not
he's
the
a
murderer, but he is
it's the woman who's the
involved.
murderer, but
Yeah. Yeah,
he's
he's
her
involved.
accomplice. Yep.
Yeah.
We just learned some information here though. Ed was kind of a troublemaker and didn't have a job, and but he always had money, so they think he was dealing drugs or something.
Something illicit. Yeah.
Something
Somehow.
not above water.
Ooh. Hey there.
Literally a shot of the noose.
In front of fire. This hobo
Yeah.
fire that
And
we
people
have
fighting in
here.
the background. Jeez. We don't really, this guy, we don't really talk a lot about him, but he's pretty, he's pretty awful in the yellow
The
tan sort
gentleman
of
with the
coat.
noose. Yeah. We
Yeah.
saw him
He was the one that
intimidating
ribbed Frank about
Frank.
his wife. Yeah. Meanwhile, Dr.
It's
Caulfield
it.
and Cassie Burns are inseparable now. Do you like her in this episode?
Cassie? I mean, we
Yeah.
see her for
Mary Claire
like
Costello. She doesn't do a lot, does she?
a full 4 minutes, I think. But
Yeah.
she's fine. I don't know. She's sort of incidental to me. Again, there are so many things that are happening by happenstance, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I mean, I appreciate that the storyline of this episode is all of these regular events are all sort of coinciding with each other.
Yeah. It's very like perfect storm, right?
Right. And
Yeah.
again, Jessica just happens to be there because that's the nature of the beast.
Hmm.
But this guy is trying to reconnect with this old flame, finding out that he has possibly a son.
Hmm.
There's this I don't know, local scandal about the bartender and his wife possibly leaving. There's clearly some unrest between these small town hustlers about
Uh-huh.
how they handle things. So, but because of that, because there's all this world building, we don't spend a lot of time learning who they are outside of these broad strokes.
Yeah, we don't.
And so she's just there as a device. She's the reason that they're in town. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
And not in the similar way as the noir episode, the black and white
Hmm.
truck stop episode, because she has a lot more meat to deal with, that
Right.
character.
Right. Definitely. That's a great
Yeah.
episode. Can't wait for it.
And there's a lot
Um
less going on in that episode,
yeah.
frankly.
Jessica just talked to the sheriff, and turns out Ed never had drugs on him. He was arrested many times and he's never had drugs, so they don't really know where this money is coming from. Um,
Could it be, see, pornography, gambling,
yeah, come on,
blackmail,
Ed.
any of these?
Hmm. Sex work. That's what it is. Sex work.
Yeah, well, see, if this show was just a little braver at its time, it could have been.
Uh-huh.
Well, because we also get this weird uh homoerotic is probably stretching things, but him and the other guy, that Andy, who seems
Andy Crane.
awfully,
Yeah.
he's more upset than his sister is that
Oh,
he's
oh
dead.
yeah. The Andy character is
There's
by far the most paradoxical character in this episode for me.
mm,
Very enigmatic because he's on one hand, he's incredibly violent and he's the one that sort of fuels the flame for this
hmm.
lynch mob. But then once
And
we're
that's
going to
his
get there
father,
shortly.
right? The one who's his father is the one
I think
who's
so.
with
The
the
one who
noose and
was
everything.
tying the noose, that's sort of what they were setting up. But
The apple and the tree are like
yeah,
hand in
yeah,
hand.
they're
That seems
pretty
like a mixed metaphor.
gross guys. Yeah. But then when he gets arrested later and he looks like he turns into like a little boy.
Well, I mean that's bully. That's
Yeah,
how bullies work.
I guess. He's deeply uncomfortable to watch.
Yes.
He's doing his job. It's just
Yes,
really
that's true.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. But there seems to have been like almost like a hero worship, or again, just a little bit of a beyond brotherly love
Yeah.
for Ed,
They were
hacked to
poking
death
each
in
other.
his. Oh dear.
I'm just gonna throw it
Uh,
out there.
you know what? That's what we do. We
This is my
just let people
universe,
know.
okay? I write my own story around here.
Well, that's the thing. Also, it's like again, as queer as we allow this show to be for us, it's we have to do that for it because the show doesn't
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah.
But the show would have been a lot differently. It would have gone a lot differently if they had actually allowed it to, you know.
Yeah.
And now everyone, that's sort of the concept of everyone being either bisexual or being involved in some capacity is very common in
Hmm.
shows, or it's like, it's like a throwaway in like Law and Order or something like that.
For sure.
Um, but it would change things if we actually just admitted that was probably what was going on.
Ugh, so exhausting.
I know.
Oh, we have another police officer here. This blondie. He
Dishwater
just showed
blonde.
up. Dishwater blonde, yeah. They're trying to now Jessica's trying to figure out the knife that is in question because Billy Willits, played by Jackie Earle Haley, has the switchblade, but they believe it was a different kind of knife that repeatedly stabbed Ed,
Right.
right? Yeah.
That you wouldn't use a switchblade in that
No.
fashion.
No, it wouldn't work. Probably
Yeah.
break. Um,
Mm-hmm. That's more of a slicing.
yeah.
Uh,
That's more of a quick
yeah.
one and
You
done,
do it
not a
across, not forward, not a stab,
yes,
not a poke.
not a what did the police officer say? How did he describe it? He was hacked to
Hacked.
death. Yeah, gross. Gross. Um, this is a great scene too when Jessica goes to Kelso's bar. Doesn't the sheriff tell her like get in your hotel room, stay there until this is all done. Just get out of the
He
way.
has no time for her. This
I
is
mean, he's
not a
not wrong though.
situation. No, no. It
He's
was a
probably
very
acting
dangerous
the best of
situation.
anybody here, right? Like he really understands the temperature and what's happening, and he wants to keep as many people safe as possible. He's a very noble character, the sheriff here. Um, I
Yeah.
think a little too noble, personally. I think it makes him a little less interesting, but um,
Well, because the way that they've arranged it, he sort of he's a lawman, but he exists outside of the not the politics of the townspeople, but because he's still
yeah,
involved in that, but
yeah,
he's not part of their inner conflict. Like these people
yeah,
don't get along and they're using each other and they're mad at each other. He's not, he's just there to like
yeah,
pull them off each other.
totally. He really
So
keeps his cool, all things considered. Um,
Jessica's just poking around and immediately has a gun pointed at her.
which she often does.
Often.
I think it's one of her kinks.
She's like, let's see how
Show me that
she's,
barrel, big boy.
she's collecting it like a bingo card. Like, well, how many types can I get pointed at me?
Yes, right. She's just doing research.
Yes.
So now she's talking to Kelso.
Frank, yeah,
This is a
who is
great
mopping.
scene. Great, great scene. It's interesting. Everybody in this town is determined that Matt Burns killed Ed, regardless of what they know or what they don't. Everybody just,
It's more convenient that way.
yeah,
If you say that, then nobody else gets investigated. It's the
yeah,
easiest, cleanest way
yeah.
of doing things.
One and done. Throw him in
Yeah.
jail.
But also the response to his guilt is different as well. Because there are some people who will mourn Ed being killed or Ed
Yeah,
being gone, but
yeah.
there but also if you immediately hang the person who you suspect did it, you don't have to worry if he's innocent later because he
Uh-huh.
can't tell a tale.
Uh-huh. Too much paperwork.
Oh, there's this weird moment here. Let's hang on.
Yeah,
With
I'd
just
love
him
to
and
hear some of their
Jessica.
their chat.
Let's see.
You think maybe his Billy has hacked up Ed?
Hacked.
Well, Billy's handy with a blade, but it was Matt Burns that's killed Ed.
You seem very sure of that.
Well, he don't give me no pleasure, ma'am. Believe me. I always liked Matt, him and his mama Bo. But if you excuse me now, I got work to do.
Oh, yes, yes, of course. There's just one more thing, Mr. Kelso. Strictly speaking, a peacemaker's a nickname for a Colt 45 used in frontier days. If I'm not mistaken, that is a Webley Fosbury semi-automatic revolver.
Well, bitch, you sure do know your weaponry. You own one of them?
Oh, no, 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 of course. I just ran across it in research. For several days, I considered using one to shoot a Bulgarian scientist. Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Somebody told me you was a writer or something.
Oh, jeez.
Just a fun little,
It is fun.
just a fun little. Oh, by the way, I do research.
Also, do you notice how he like fully gets Who's gonna use a different phrase?
It's a
He fully
surprising
gets
thing to
turned on
say.
when he's like, "You know guns? Okay,
Oh,
lady,
baby.
I'll fuck with you now. All right."
Well, because you know what, it shows sort of like, okay, we can talk on the same
Hmm.
level now. You're
Totally.
not just some little lady, which very often she gets. She often gets that sort of, all right, little lady, you think you want to
Right.
play with a man's world.
Right. Um, okay, so the
All
lynch
right.
mob is officially at its peak, at its boiling point.
And
Um,
all the collars are pulled up. You know they're ready for
geez,
business.
are we going on a boat today? What is going on?
What was the time? And again, it always reminds me of Back to the Future because Marty McFly wears one. But what was that whole inflatable raft
Ugh.
vest situation that was so prevalent in the 80s?
You mean the costuming for every man in this lynch mob? They all look like they're versions of Marty McFly and Biff.
It's of the era. It's of the
It was
era.
the moment. It was the moment. And look at that station wagon with the wood on the side.
Oh,
Also
this
the
is
moment.
such of the time. Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I think our sheriff is very handsome.
Sure.
I think he is
Strong,
really
strong
strong
features.
face, beautiful teeth. Yeah.
Beautiful teeth.
Sorry, a good smile is a good smile. Um, but he's literally gonna fight Andy Crane. There are rifles pulled pointing at civilians.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
knives
oh,
pulled.
oh. This is so ballsy. Like it's like, can you like
It is ballsy. Um,
so
luckily
Ed's
our friend
father
Ed's
is
father
breaking
shows
things
up.
up.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
finally had a call to reason and he's gonna let the law decide who's guilty, even if it is Matt Burns. So this whole lynch mob storyline is actually just fodder, right?
It's just to make things,
Yeah.
you
It
know,
doesn't actually have any
worse.
impact on the murderer or the murdered.
Or the motivation.
Yeah.
Like it has like again, all of this is just there to be, and again, I find that to be gutsy of the writers to
Yeah.
include that because they didn't have to.
Mm-mm.
If they wanted to make a race related episode, they could have done it like, oh, and it was
Well, and
this black
again,
character who was fighting against racism.
it's like kind of coded that way, but ultimately that's not the story they're telling.
It's not.
They've
Yeah.
created an environment that tells us that
They've
that's
made
what
us
this
all
environment
uncomfortable for no
is.
reason.
Yeah, basically, well, ugh, it's actually a little maddening, isn't it? Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, there so often that many characters say throughout this episode how much they dislike or don't want or have no use for, uh, and I don't even like saying it, but like a
A black
colored
sheriff.
sheriff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I just kept thinking like if this were the HBO version, they would not be saying colored, right? Like this would be
No.
much
This would
more,
be yeah.
the language would be much more violent and but they've done the job. Okay. Now Andy is arrested and they're talking to him in the sheriff's office and they're asking about the lighters.
I gotta say,
Uh,
so now that you pointed out the sheriff's teeth, I
Yeah.
can't stop looking at everybody else's. And these small town hoods, they all have really great white, pristine
I
Hollywood teeth.
know. I know.
And
Um,
he's got beautiful blue eyes too,
yeah,
actually.
I think when he's not playing a racist
A cretin.
bigot creep bully, he's probably a very handsome, good-looking guy. But man,
It's Andy, right?
he really slips into this role easily.
Andy Wilcox.
Yeah.
He's
No,
let
Larry
me see.
Wilcox, Andy Crane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in another Murder She Wrote or two.
Yeah.
And I think he often
He
plays
is,
a
isn't
creep.
he? He does it well.
He does. So
He's
he's
telling
also
them,
in Saskatchewan, Product of Out. Yeah, okay. I don't recognize a lot of the episodes that he's also
yeah,
in. We'll get to them.
yeah, look at those beautiful teeth. Jeez. Nice, Larry. He's telling them about what they did that night after they left the honky tonk. I'm gonna keep calling it that. I don't know if it's
Sure,
accurate.
please do. Please do.
And he said Ed was hot, and they were going to play pool, and he misplaced his lighter,
He
and
was
yada yada
hot.
yada.
They
And he
decided to
was,
blow off
see,
some steam
see,
together.
it writes itself, baby.
It's right
Um,
there. It's right there.
but he said that Ed said that he has to go to the bank, and it was midnight. I don't understand what the heck that means, but it clues in Jessica to exactly what she needs to know.
Oh, he was with Eric Estrada in Chips. He's adorable in when he's in uniform, smiling like a
Oh, look
regular
how cute
person.
he
Look, he
is.
is so
Oh,
young and okay. So yeah, he's really good at playing a creepazoid, but he's actually he can be, oh, he's so oh
yeah,
oh, he's like a little puppy dog.
yeah. Adorable. See, now it's even more fun to think about him and Ed.
I
Uh,
know. I just wanted to help you out there.
boyfriends. I want to hear some of this scene here
Oh
with
yeah,
because we're in our final scene in Kelso's
the
bar.
mall. Which
Yeah.
again has absolutely nothing to do with the race riot,
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the prodigal son.
hmm We walk in on Kelso scrubbing the floor.
About Ed
Scrubbing.
Bonner's
Mhm.
death. The reason why a killer would repeatedly stab away at a dead body. She believes Ed wasn't stabbed at all, he was shot.
Oh, you are something, lady.
Shot, Kelso, with a very special caliber gun that shoots very special pointed bullets.
The only one in
Which we
town,
learned
probably.
about in the first scene.
Yeah.
Now, you must have figured as
It's a
soon as
good
I dug out the
throwaway. It's a
slug,
good
Uh-huh.
throwaway.
so you dug out the slug first.
Come on.
Now, the way I figure it, you drove Ed back in that red car of his to his house, dumped his body, let out a scream, and ran away.
Ah,
He planted a knife and gloves back at Matt's house.
Sheriff, the forensics guy from Montgomery just checked out the trunk of Ed Bonner's car. Those are bloodstains, all right.
it's all falling apart, Frank.
Oh no.
Should have left town months ago.
Oh, we're
Oh,
getting our confession.
this is so great.
Months ago.
January, I think, Sheriff. That is right, isn't it, Mr. Kelso? That is about the time your wife ran off with a hardware salesman.
Hardware salesman,
You know
not a
about
mechanic or a Bible salesman.
Yeah.
But everything seems to indicate that you were being blackmailed. Ed Bonner's unexplained prosperity, and his strange remark last night about having to go to the bank.
the bank. It a couple days after New Year's. As soon as I come home, I knew Jolene been with another man. I got mad. She just laughed at me. I grabbed hold of something, brass bookend, I think, swung at her. Next thing I know, she was laying on the ground there, eyes wide open, staring up at me. And I realized he was there. Bedroom door, Ed Bonner. Seen it all. Ed's idea. Cart Jolene off barrier in the woods. May say she was off visiting her mama. All the time he was telling people behind my back that she'd run off another man.
So fucked up.
This is
When the blackmail
Ed
started.
deserved it.
Just a few dollars first, you know, just, and more. You'd love to see me sweat. Last night he come back here after I closed and looking for his cigarette lighter and money. A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Hmm.
I couldn't pay him no more. Took out my gun, I shot him.
That's right. He nods like that. Like, yep, that's what I did.
Hmm.
See?
Wasn't like it was with Jolie. This time I didn't feel nothing. Just like killing a wild dog.
There we go.
Oh,
Woo,
oh,
so good.
Victor, it's my favorite confession scene of the season so far. He's brilliant in it. What a
Yeah, it's really
brilliant
good.
actor. He is so
Yeah.
engaging.
And so the summation also, like, we sort of skate by it, but
Yeah.
Ed was the other man, right? So he
Yeah,
was
Ed
in the
was the man
bedroom.
that was stooping Jolene. And then
Um,
after Jolene was killed, Ed was like, let's bury her.
let's just bury
By the
her.
way, you're gonna pay me.
What a fucking psychopath.
What
Yeah.
a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This is why a man who would heckle a poor kid trying to sing some honky tonk, there's there's
Jeez.
other
There's some
situations
other
going on.
stuff going on. Yeah. That poor
And
kid
again,
at the honky
has
tonk singing has nothing to do with any of it.
almost nothing did. Almost
It's a
nothing
power
did.
grab, right? Like an opportunity for a person with poor ethics and morals to uh, gain power and exploit it. Oh, what are we talking about
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Um,
It's meant to be just sort of an indication of how far someone would go.
yeah.
So
I
yeah.
mean, I gotta say, Ed is pretty up
What a
there for the
crumb.
most miserable victim here who had it coming. He really did. And then Kelso, I love the reveal that Kelso actually killed his wife because
Yeah.
it could have easily been less extreme, right? She could have gone off with a hardware salesman,
Mhm.
and he just feels so ashamed about it, but he's guilty of two people's deaths. Love
Yeah,
it.
there's been a dead body the whole time that we didn't
Yeah,
even know about.
I
In
love
his
that shit.
in his in his every suddenly every shift of his eye makes a difference
Uh-huh.
whenever if we watch it again.
Yeah,
And yeah, I like that.
outstanding.
That's good stuff.
Outstanding.
That's good stuff. But again, has nothing to do with the prodigal son, has nothing to
Yeah.
do with
Nope.
relations in Alabama.
The people
Uh,
hanging nooses, nothing.
Nothing to do with
A bar owner
the
got
relationship
angry.
that the infighting of the town. Like
Hmm.
nobody else even knew about what Ed, like
Yeah.
if Andy was in on it, like he wasn't. Like, yeah,
It was all just a big red herring. Who do you think they
for
were
sure good
trying
stuff.
to paint as like the most likely suspect or suspects in this episode? Because a lot of the time the show is sort of messaging to us to like throw us off a little bit by saying, "What about this guy? What about this guy?" We don't have a lot of that in this episode.
No, we get a little bit that it could have been Andy at a
Yeah,
moment,
that's
but
kind
then
of
we see that the again, unless it was a crime of passion,
right.
um,
Well, even Jessica's friend who has the son in Matt Burns, we have to establish that at one point his whereabouts are unaccounted for, and then finally they reveal that he was with Cassie.
yeah,
Um,
we get a little bit of it because a lot of people are really unlikable in this episode, and
yeah,
sometimes that's
yeah,
how the show messages who should be a suspect,
hmm
is it's the
hmm
unlikable. Um, and to that end, we also got a little bit of that with Andy's father or the
hmm
other gentleman, the older gentleman, his parallel in the
right,
town,
right,
Noose. And that also would have been that had opportunity for it to be another red herring where this was him trying to kick off something larger than that in
mm,
town. Like he just needed the opportunity for the townspeople to go up against the sheriff.
yeah,
Because he was using that as leverage already. He was
right,
using this opportunity for people to turn against the sheriff because he already didn't like him.
hmm
Um, so that could have easily been at one. It would also have been interesting if it had been Ed's mother. Obviously, that would have been an odd anti-sympathetic choice.
sure,
But we've gone there before. We've had episodes like that where the mother has to make a decision to save her child.
yeah,
Um, Yeah. And it
It's
also could have
interesting.
been a nobody because Ed is
Yeah,
a bastard, so it could have been
he
something had nothing to do with anybody.
clearly has plenty of people who don't take to him. So,
It's sort of irrelevant, frankly.
mhm.
Um,
It's so interesting because we've been talking about this sort of to our listeners at home. Sometimes we talk about how we want to film and we knew this one was coming up and that it's uncomfortable to watch. I gotta say, after watching it a little bit more closely, I feel a little better about it.
mm,
Like
hmm
I don't mind it as much. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me as uncomfortable as it did before. I think because if you're watching it casually, you really do get caught up in sort of the race relation piece of it and the lynch mob and
Well, it's
but
also it's a massive whiplash from
yeah.
anything else in in this season.
Oh, totally, totally.
So
Tonally, it's so out there. But then upon closer inspection and sort of appreciating the performances in it, um, particularly I know they're written as sort of unlikable characters, but Kelso and Andy Crane both really well performed.
I don't think that Kelso is necessarily written as an unlikable character. I think we're meant to feel bad for him because we're
Yeah.
seeing him bullied the entire
Yeah.
time.
He's a really
And
complex
again,
character.
without Jessica being our eyes, we
Uh-huh.
don't even have her to shape our opinion of him
Yeah.
because very
He's
often we need her to tell us how we're supposed to feel because
yeah.
she'll do uh, that
Yeah.
face or something. I
Hmm.
think there's a very genuine storytelling device of actually making us be like, oh, this poor guy.
He's really interesting as a person. He does
I
bad
mean, and
things.
they
People
go,
do bad things to him. He seems like a really lonely character, Kelso, right?
yes.
Like, and I think that's my takeaway from his performance as sort of the core of what he's doing there is that he's really a lonely person who's he really doesn't have any support. He doesn't have any friends. People deride him constantly, tease him, and he is trapped in this terrible situation with Ed, and his wife who laughed in his face when he caught her cheating, and
Yeah,
like
that's a bit,
he's really downtrodden, this guy. And so
that's a bit
I
of
find
a, you know, God,
it's a
sorry.
little I know what you mean. It's a little throwaway.
Well, it's still heavy-handed. Like you
Yeah.
don't have like you okay, you really don't want us to feel bad because you made the
No.
wife laugh at him, and somehow that's meant to that's supposed
Hmm.
to cue us. That's meant to let us know that it's
Hmm.
okay that he killed or at the very least, not that it's okay, but that
It was
it
justified
explains.
somehow. Yeah,
Yeah.
like which it doesn't, right? This is what I mean. Like that's a terrible like regardless of what was happening to you, you made a choice, but now you're suffering with the consequences. And that's why I think his confession scene is so dynamic is because he finally gets to sort of release all of
Yeah.
these many months of stress and tension and trying to keep it together and he's just sitting there like dripping sweat.
And he says he feels bad that he killed his wife, but
Yeah.
he doesn't feel bad that he killed Ed.
And I wouldn't either. Ed was
Yeah.
awful. He earned it.
He's made a point. And this is also sort of like this invisible serviceman of the town,
Uh-huh.
of which there is no backstory. What is his
Right.
device? He's there to serve beer and to be a sympathetic ear to people at the bar. His
Uh-huh.
role in the town is has no agencies. He's an NPC. He's an unplayable character.
Yeah. Well, and in any instance up until his confession, we don't see him being capable of that type of violence.
Right.
There's a moment when where that bar fight breaks out where he pulls his gun out and good old Jackie Earle Haley takes his switchblade and puts it in his back and say, "Don't even think about it," right? So he's
Yeah.
overpowered constantly by the other people in the story. So it's really interesting that it turns out that he was the one that perpetrated both murders.
hmm
So
One of which
there's
we didn't
something
even know about.
right. There's something really secretive about him that's really enigmatic and interesting. And yeah,
Contain layers.
I never really thought about it until I was rewatching this last night, like how good a performance he's giving and how well written his role is. So
Yeah.
Powder Keg is not one of the higher rated episodes, but after watching it, I like it more in this
Well,
way.
and I think one of the reasons that it probably is one of the lesser ones is there's less Jessica, for one
There
thing.
is less
It's
Jessica. Yeah.
not cozy, it's not fun, it's
Mm-mm.
not there's almost no levity
Yeah.
in
There's
this
nothing
episode.
funny. Nothing. There's
Like I don't think any of like I don't even think Jessica gets like one of those her eyes light up and you get doo doo. Like I don't even think
no.
there's like any like audio cue to let
Well,
us know that
the final credit beat is like a lighthearted moment with Linda, but it's not even it's barely that, right?
it's epilogue.
Yeah, she gives her like a wink or something, and she's like, "I'm off to the city." It's like all of a sudden everything's hunky dory. It's
Yeah.
not. This place is still an awful place to be.
Yeah. Hmm. Well,
Anything else? What else is
that's
on your
powder
mind?
keg, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's it is an interesting commentary on uh this type of town, but particularly I think it tells us more about how we as viewers look at people like this and how
Oh,
we
yeah.
respond to the South, as it were. In 1986, sure, but 40 years later,
Yeah.
we seem to be in a similar holding pattern. And it also shows like how these characters are still charismatic even though they're bastards. Like we've acknowledged the fact that these assholes in this have handsome privilege. Like
Hmm.
there's a certain sway
Oh
that they
yeah.
have not only as us as viewers, but and that probably says some interesting things about things that we could deconstruct
Yeah, yeah.
about the bad boy. But how they maneuver in this town. Like they basically run this town like a bunch of almost like a bunch of cowboys. And
Yeah. It's very
people in this town
lawless.
are scared of them.
Yeah. There don't seem to be a lot of consequences for this bad behavior, which
So
feels too
until
relevant.
the bartender decides to take matters into his
Yeah.
own
He
hands.
decides
Yeah.
to be judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is like it just happens. Like there's no
Yeah.
reason to decry it. There's no reason to agree with it because it happens without us. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter what we think on it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel every like a little bit more every day whenever somebody says, well, violence isn't the answer. Like, well, somebody made it their answer. I don't know what
Yeah.
you want from me.
Yeah.
They didn't consult me. It doesn't actually matter if I approve of it or not.
Yes. Yeah.
And so the idea that, oh, well, we as a society need to rage against this. I'm like, okay, but
Yeah. However,
like, do you honestly think that the people that made that decision need our permission or need like I don't know. It sort of seems like those people are already existing in their own wheelhouse already
they are.
anyway.
You have to do a lot of mental gymnastics to make sense of it in any other
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
So, but it is an
Why is
interesting
this
one.
episode called Powder Keg? Is that a reference that I'm missing?
Well, she says that she feels like the atmosphere seems very explosive,
Yeah, yeah.
and a powder keg blows things up. And it also is
So
used
it's
sometimes as
just
a metaphor. This whole place is a powder keg. It's like
mm,
in Mr. Cellophane, he says
sure.
so I think yeah, I think it's just a metaphorical
Okay.
that the town is a powder keg waiting to go
Hmm.
off. Yeah. And that all of these situations are inching us closer and closer to that explosion,
Yeah.
which it doesn't quite ever get to.
No. Thank goodness. The actual scene where where they're about to sort of everything's gonna go down is pretty tame. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Um,
And we also have to consider that in addition to the hacking apart that occurred, that
oofta.
basically this means that Frank dug around in this guy's body.
That's crazy. He's
to
taking
get the
his hunting
bullet
knife
out.
and trying to like scrape in there until he finds that
Yeah,
piece of metal, right? Like,
yeah. To
take
obscure the real cause of death. Yeah,
the fuck, man.
yeah,
Brutal.
yeah, yeah.
Brutal. Well, I guess you got to do what you got to do.
You gotta do. And the thing is, like, that's also like after moving his body too, because he moved him from the bar.
Yeah,
Because what one of the reasons that we see him scrubbing is because there's probably blood traces.
blood everywhere.
Um, yeah, damn.
Damn.
Well,
I
Frank,
took out my gun and I shot him.
and now he's gonna rot in prison.
Yeah,
Uh,
for 2 murders.
for 2 murders. Yeah, presumably.
Sounds like these are not first degree murders. These are definitely crimes of
He could
passion in the
probably
moment.
argue. I mean, I don't know. We always it's always fun to possibly speculate on uh on the charges drawn,
Right.
but yeah, I don't know. Because he's got to be what in his 50s,
Yeah. Oh, maybe 60s even.
maybe 60s. Yeah,
Yeah. Womp
90s,
womp.
maybe. It could be 10 years. Like he might not even it might not even be life.
Yeah,
I know Alabama,
that's
we have
it.
a preconceived notion once again of their legal system, but all he needs is enough people on the jury to be like, oh well, she
Oh,
laughed
look at
at
that.
him.
That she deserved it. Ugh. You know
Ah,
what, Jolene? You get whoever you want.
you
That's
know
what I
what?
say.
Just don't mess with Dolly.
Honestly.
Just that's it.
You know what? If it's the same Jolene, then she did have it coming. You know what? I'm on Dolly's side.
All right. I think
I
we've
think we've covered
hacked
it.
this pretty
Yeah,
thoroughly.
absolutely.
Um,
Neat.
well, goodness gracious. Next
Yeah.
week, folks, we're going into the
Electric Cathedral,
religious
baby.
element.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to learn a little bit more about what do they call them?
Televangelism.
The televangelism. Yes.
Yeah,
With some really great performances. Actually, it's an episode that I could come back to a lot, and I
me
actually
too.
quote on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Um, and we'll get to why, but there's not necessarily any method to that madness either. It's just but that's a good
It's
one.
good. Yeah, it's good.
That so concludes
So
our
stay
counter
tuned.
pick.
Yeah. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe. We'd love a
Yeah,
rating on your podcast app. That'd be
what did
awesome.
you think of this episode? Did this seem like a massive outlier to you as well? Did you feel that
Di-
they sort of
Um,
tugged and played with our own white privilege guilt? And
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I definitely had my eyes on it in a different way than I maybe would have if I were casually watching. But like I said, it's so far out of the Murder She Wrote tone in a lot of
yeah,
ways.
well, it's not crusty New Englanders.
No, it's
It's
not crusty.
not.
There's
It's
actual physical violence that we see like repeated, um, and it's not toned down like that bar fight looked violent and looked like
Mhm.
someone could really get hurt. And there are a lot of knives pulled and things. So there's yeah, much more violent tone.
And
Um,
I feel even Jessica, who doesn't have like great costume changes, she doesn't have any like eccentric oh,
no,
this made me think of that. Like there
she
it
almost doesn't
really
even seem like
is
the protagonist in this episode. Like I'm not sure who is, but maybe the sheriff. But
kind of the sheriff and her friend,
yeah,
because those are the reasons that she's doing
yeah.
anything.
They have the
Yeah.
biggest needs and circumstance here, and so that's why they kind of drive things forward. And she just happens to be riding along and
Yeah.
figures it out
And
because
this
she is,
very
as we know, a
striking shade
crisis
of red
hound.
lipstick.
Yeah.
Also, like I gotta say, this is it's a little tangerine glow for her.
Hmm.
I think
Tangerine glow.
she took a couple of those Lila Lee
She went to that
lipsticks and
sample room and she snatched a bunch.
said, "Hey, all
Yeah,
right, darlings.
yeah.
Well, I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified.
and this was
This was tonight
tonight on
on Murder, She Wrote. Kaboom.
hack 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 hack. Please don't take him just because you came."